If you wish a successful coach would just sit down and share all of their secrets with you, then hi, this is the video for you. I'm Christy Mims, the founder of Coach Pony, and I help life coaches get paid to coach. I've been a full-time coach for 14 years, but did you know that unlike most business coaches, I was a Forbes Top 100 for careers and spent my first 5 years of coaching focused exclusively on helping professional women find work that they love. So private coaching clients, group programs, a business built around career transformation. Not coaching coaches, I was a career coach. So when I talk to you today about how to start a coaching business, I'm coming at it from your shoes. I did not grow up in the online business world. I started with a private coaching practice. I figured out what actually made it work. I made some expensive mistakes along the way, and eventually I built million and multi-million dollar group coaching programs. And if I could look back on all of that, 14 years, thousands of paying clients, real wins, and an equal number of hard lessons. And if I could sum it up in one word and one phrase, here's what I'd tell you. The word is focus. And the phrase is do less, but do it better. So with that, let's get into what that all actually means. It's hard and I totally get it, but let's get you some systems to make it better. So let me say something that might surprise you. If starting a coaching business feels hard right now, you are not wrong. That feeling is accurate. It is hard. Building a real business requires more than just coaching skills. It requires actual business skills. And most coaches, myself very much included in the beginning, do not come with those. But here's the thing, hard is not permanent. A huge portion of what makes coaching businesses feel impossible is actually just the absence of systems. So let me give you a real example. I ran a program called the Career Happiness Revolution, and at a certain point, that one program scaled past $1 million in revenue. And here's what I want you to hear. It did not happen because I was hustling harder than everyone else. It did not happen because I was posting on every social media platform or chasing every new trend. It grew because we had built the business infrastructure around it. Email automation, tested launches, onboarding flows, referral pipelines, the kind of thing that keeps working whether or not I'm at my computer or I'm completely offline. If you are currently doing everything by hand, reacting to everything in real time, and wondering why you feel like you're sprinting and standing still at the same time, I promise you there is a better way, and it comes down to 4 specific things. So let's start with lesson 1, lock in your niche. So the first thing is knowing exactly who you serve. I know. You've heard this before. From me, in fact. Pick your niche down, choose your person. But I want to give you the specific moment when I actually felt the difference, because abstract advice about niching never changed anything for me. So when I first started out, I did not want to choose between date coaching and career coaching. I felt like it would be really limiting, and honestly, I was really scared to move forward in the career coaching because I didn't feel like I was good enough to do it. So I tried to do both, and I spent a lot of time daydreaming and not making progress. And one day I decided to go to a networking event, and I just started introducing myself to some people as a date coach and to others as a career coach. And it was honestly the most schizophrenic I've ever been. And a woman I met at that event came back to me a few minutes later after I told her I was a dating coach for men, and she had this older gentleman in tow with her. And she excitedly said to him, "You have to meet Christy. She's a date coach for men. I think she can help you." And in that moment, I froze like the creepiest person ever. I was like, and I realized I did not want to help this very nice man. So I babbled something about wanting to focus on careers, and then I literally had to leave the room because I was acting so weird. But it solidified something for me in that moment. I truly wanted to help women with their careers, full stop. I couldn't think my way into it. It wasn't until I went out into the world, stopped daydreaming, and actually tried that identity on that I was able to find my direction. When I came back fully to career coaching and committed to it as my one lane, everything shifted. I made 6 figures in under 18 months from that decision. And then I started doubling my revenue year over year after that. So let me be crystal clear. Your niche is not a cage. It is a launch pad. The more specific you are about who you serve, the easier it becomes for the right people to find you, refer you, and hire you, and the more confident you become. So this is how you actually figure out how to get coaching clients. You get known for one thing and one person. Okay, that brings us to lesson 2, build one clear offer. All right, you've locked in your niche. Bravo, thank you. And here is the next place most coaches get into trouble. So at one point in my business, I had 9 different coaching offers. 9. I had interview coaching packages. I had like executive leadership packages. I had resume packages. I had passion packages. I had transition packages. I thought I was being thoughtful and client-centered. I thought I was giving everyone a pathway to work with me at whatever level felt right to them. But here's the thing. I was creating decision fatigue, and confused people don't buy. And even worse, I can remember a prospective client asking me which package was best for them, and I stumbled because I wasn't actually good at selling any of them, and I wasn't sure which to recommend to her. I had confused myself with too many offers. I want you to think about this from your client's perspective. They're already nervous. They're considering hiring a coach for the first time, which means they're already a little vulnerable and uncertain. And now they're staring at 9 different options, trying to figure out which one is right for them. And most of them are going to quietly close that tab and tell themselves they'll come back later. They don't come back. So what changed everything for me was simplifying to one core coaching offer, one package that could serve 90% of the people in my niche, one thing I could talk about consistently, market clearly, and deliver with real confidence and real joy. And when you have one clear offer, you sound so much more credible as a coach. Your prospective clients feel more certain, and your sales conversations become dramatically cleaner because there's nothing to compare, deliberate over, or get overwhelmed by. You'll feel better, they'll feel better, and your conversion rate will show it. You'll get more clients. So now that we've covered that, let's talk about lesson 3, master one marketing channel first. This is the mistake I see tripping up new coaches, almost every coach I start to work with. They are simultaneously trying to grow on Instagram and LinkedIn and YouTube and a podcast and maybe TikTok or writing a blog. They're producing content for 5 different platforms. None of it is gaining real traction, and they are exhausted. And I say that with love because I did this too. Early in my business, I tried to maintain a presence in too many places all at once. And honestly, I was mediocre everywhere. I was spread thin, I was constantly behind, and I was feeling resentful of the whole process. So the turning point for me came when I stopped asking, where should I be? And started asking 2 much better questions. Where does my ideal client spend their time? And what marketing channel genuinely plays to my personal strengths? So after having that conversation with myself, I picked one channel, which at the time was public speaking, because that worked for me. I was comfortable in front of a room. That didn't bother me to give a talk. I enjoyed teaching. So I showed up giving talks consistently. I learned how it actually worked to turn a speech into a funnel for paying coaching clients. Not just the basics, but the nuances that make the content connect with the right people. I got genuinely good at it. And then the leads started coming in because I had built something real, worth finding, and my audience appreciated that. So here's my specific recommendation if you are earlier in your business. Pick one marketing channel and give it 4 to 6 months of truly focused effort. Learn it, build there, get good at it, get traction. You'll stand out so much more easily and you'll end up with more paying clients. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, if you want more paying clients, I have an amazing free blueprint. It's free on how to get your next paying client in 14 days or less without any sleaze or selling to family. I'll leave the link below. Now, I want to shift gears for a second and talk about the lows and highs because both are real. I want to be honest with you about something the coaching industry does not talk about enough. A lot of things you try in business are not going to work. I don't mean occasionally, I mean repeatedly across the entire lifetime of your business. Failure is not the exception in entrepreneurship, it is the cost of entry. It is the rule. You will fail at many things you try in your coaching business. And anyone showing you a polished highlight reel without the hard parts is leaving out the most important chapter. I've failed a lot as a coach, and I want to be open about that. So let me tell you about one of my early failures, which involved a retreat. So very early in my career coaching business, I planned a retreat. I was genuinely excited to take my business on vacation. And that is what I was honestly mostly focused on. Like, how fun is it to get paid to help people and also to take a vacation at the same time? So I found a venue in Costa Rica. I paid deposits. I built a super vague curriculum for a 3-day retreat, and I marketed it in the best way I knew how at the time, which was badly, because I didn't know how to market a retreat, and honestly, I was doing it for the wrong reasons. As I mentioned, I wanted my business to pay for a vacation. So I didn't do the work to build out a great message or offer. I didn't give myself enough time to sell it. I sent a few emails that were a little bit sheepish to my tiny community, and unsurprisingly, almost no one signed up. So I had to cancel it. I lost the hotel deposit, and I spent several days feeling pretty embarrassed, genuinely questioning whether I had what it takes to build a coaching business. So I'm telling you this story because I want you to hear it from someone who has been doing this for 14 years and has helped over 30,000 coaches. You will fail at some of the stuff you do as a coach. You'll have offers that will tank. The hard moments come for everyone. They are not a verdict on whether you belong here. They are just a part of building something absolutely real, because the highs will also come. So one of my best memories in this business came during a Career Happiness Revolution launch. And the Career Happiness Revolution was my group career coaching program. And in about 2 weeks, we brought in almost $100,000 just from one launch of this 8-week program. Not because I got lucky, not because the algorithm smiled on me, but because we had done the foundational work. The niche was clear, the offer was strong, the systems were in place, the testimonials were amazing. We had spent years genuinely serving an audience that trusted us, and all of those pieces together made that moment possible. So that is what focus produces. That is what do less, but do it better actually looks like when it all comes together. So trust me when I say, the path to landing your first paying coaching clients is simpler than most people make it. And again, if you want a clear step-by-step plan to get into your next paying coaching client that you can put into action right away, I have something for you, and it's free. It's called the 14-Day Client Blueprint, and you can download it right now at coachpony.com/blueprint. It's a step-by-step action guide to help you land a client in the next 2 weeks or less, and you don't need anything to get started. So your action today is to click the first link in the description box below and grab your copy of the blueprint. And in the meantime, I just want to remind you that you can do this. Things will go well, things will go badly, but you can figure it out. And I am cheering you on in your business. That's all I've got for you today. I'll see you in the next one.